Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of LeadSite's Live. I'm Chris. We are going to be talking about today the Vendors app in particular. This is a really fantastic application that we have available for EasyAgentPro clients. Really great way to get some SEO juice on your site and to kind of get things, pumped up a little bit. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So I am here on an example site. This is a brokerage out of the Kansas City area, and they have a very thorough basically a vendors page here. So they have it broken down into different services. As you guys know, if you're a real estate agent, you probably have somebody that you know that is kind of your go-to to recommend for like, oh, I'm buying this house, but I need the boiler replaced, or I need the floors done, or we're going to have to get new windows, things along those lines. So it's always a good idea to kind of collate those resources, have them all together, basically, kind of know that you're going to be using them for, kind of promotion on your website so that you can add them to the Vendors app. So this might seem like something that might, take a little bit of time, but it is absolutely time that would be well spent by you on the website. So check it out here. So, if we click into financial advisors, we get a couple. We can go ahead and click learn more here. And we are automatically brought to a sub page. What's great about this is that we get a little bit of SEO juice on our sitemap. Our sitemap is going to be nice and big. If we wanted to basically have, any more information about Northwestern Mutual here, we could have it. It is going to be linked out to the vendor website, and then there's going to be contact information for the actual person, and then a cool little Google Maps integration in here, which kind of shows you exactly where you can find it. You can have favorites that are set up top. You can have a favorite vendor that will show on the side. And yeah, you can just kind of break it down into as many, categories as you want here. So, title companies, things along those lines. The reason that it's good to have a lot of pages on your sitemap is because Google likes to see that. So if you are familiar with something called Google Webmasters, you can submit your sitemap, which is basically just a record of every page and link on the website to Webmasters. And then folks definitely see a benefit from doing that from Google, because if Google knows that you have a lot of resources on the website and the website is well organized, that's going to be a good thing long-term for your SEO value for the website. So let's go ahead and log in and kind of see how the app works. So I'm going to go ahead and log into the site here. Oops. And we are going to pop in the back end. And we are going to find the Vendors app in the apps section, of course. So clicking over to apps. And then within apps, we are going to scroll down to SEO and content, and that's where you're going to find vendors. So we're going to click in there, and this is how it works. So you basically, when you want to, create a new vendor, go ahead, you click create new. All those cool little pages that we saw there, you're kind of brought to this section here where you add a title. That would be the vendor's name, contact name, email and phone number for the person there, the address that that person has, for their business. You could add their logo too. For category, this is basically all the various categories that we currently have in the back end here. Everything from musicians to legal services to deck and fencing, a lot of information that's available there. So you can include the vendor in your favorites. So that would be like the top section at the top, or add it to the sidebar or not add it to the sidebar. And then this is where you can include more information about the vendor. So you might request from the vendor like a little bio, a little history of the business that you can put in there. Definitely the more words on these pages, the better. And then finally, a featured image. That's kind of important to have a featured image on the vendor page. Ideally, what you are going to be doing here is providing a resource that people can link to. So if you have a vendor and you kind of really kit out this vendor page, let them know that you have it on your website. Maybe they can promote it on social media for you. It's always fun for a business to kind of see that they are being well represented on a partner's website. So that is really kind of the thrust of the vendor app, is that you're creating a really great looking resource. You're having something that can be easily shared out with folks. And basically, we're really just kind of pulling for the idea that folks are going to be sharing this link, getting some traffic to your site, et cetera, et cetera. So absolutely make sure that you get that vendor app up and running, even if you only have like 10 kind of different elements to add to it. That's better than nothing. And then once you have it added, we pop back into the app section and we go to Find Me. You're going to find underneath here your sitemap. So this is going to be the sitemap and the feed that you would submit to Google. So we talked a little bit about Google Webmasters and the strength of having a very large sitemap with a lot of links. This is where you're going to grab that link so that you can submit it to Google. So always a good idea to be doing that and be utilizing those resources. So let me know if you have any questions about the Vendors app in the future. We hope that you're utilizing that tool on your site right now. And thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Take care.